A long and anticipated transfer for Coach Prime, Shilo Sanders, has now committed to the University of Colorado, coming from Jackson State University. And now we have to talk about ideally, what this defensive back room looks like for Coach Prime in his first year at Colorado, especially bringing in an experienced kid in Shilo Sanders, a safety from Cannon, Texas, his son, who is a part of that Jackson State team, but had kind of been dragging out this commitment. I don't know if it was because he was trying to see what was available out there or what, but we got to talk about it. So, guys, before we do that, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below about the addition of Shilo Sanders to this defensive back room for the Colorado Buffaloes. So, Shilo Sanders, the 6 foot, 195-pound safety out of Canton, Texas. Of course, if you're wondering the Sanders name, Coach Prime's other son, who had kind of been dragging out this commitment, a guy that has had some pretty significant production at Jackson State. In 2020, had his best year with 32 total tackles, 23 solos, but then in 2022 had 15 total tackles, 11 solo tackles, 1 interception. But in 2021, he had 4 interceptions. So in terms of production, he's kind of all over the place. You see his numbers go high, you see them kind of go low, and then you kind of see them jump back up to mid-tier. So it's like, all right, what are you going to get from Shilo at the Power 5 level? Regardless what you think you're going to get from Shilo at the Power 5 level, this is an important addition to the Colorado Buffaloes because you're getting a guy that, well, quite frankly, he knows what Coach Prime and the staff want to do at Colorado. He's bringing in some experience. He can kind of help those defensive backs that are already in that room understand Coach Prime, because there's going to probably be some moments where these kids get a little upset and things like that. And Shiloh's going to be able to kind of help provide some much needed leadership in that room to say, hey, he's only doing this to make you better. He's only saying this to make you better, right? And that's important. Now, you've got Travis Hunter, the former 5-star in that room as well. But when you look at the defensive back room for Colorado, it's actually impressive what they have been able to build through the transfer portal. First off, you get Travis J from Florida State, the safety out there. Then you get Omarion Cooper, the 4-star cornerback or 3-star cornerback from Florida State. One thing I like about what Coach Prime has done in the transfer portal is how he's been able to go out there and get ACC, SEC players. He's getting Power 5 level players to come in for this team, which is important because a team that was 1-5, you obviously had some sort of talent disparity or just really bad coaching. It might be a blend of both, but you'd have to imagine the talent definitely probably was not there either. A lot of it probably had transferred out, especially in this day with the transfer portal age. If you're good, you're on a bad team, you're probably going to start looking somewhere else. But you look at the additions like of Jacquez Robinson. You look at Brennan Grant, also from Florida State, the 3-star safety in the transfer portal, but I think he was a 4-star kid out of high school. You've got Vito Tisdale from Kentucky. I mean, you can go down the line and you can pick out all of these SEC, all of these ACC type schools, and you're going to be okay. Like, I love the addition of Miles Slusher from Arkansas. That was a kid that came from Tulsa, Oklahoma, a guy that was actually wanted by both Oklahoma regimes. So the one that's now at at USC in the Pac-12, and the one that's now currently there at Oklahoma and Brenton Venables and that staff, both wanted Miles Slusher. Miles Slusher, a great added production piece. And that's the other thing. They didn't just go out there and get guys that, hey, that they weren't starting because they weren't good enough. No, like when you look at other guys that they've taken from Alabama, they went out there and found guys that were talented enough to play. They just maybe didn't get an opportunity because maybe there was another really talented 4-star, 5-star guy in front of them. So that's the other thing I really want people to understand, whether you're a Colorado fan or not. When you look at the players that they're bringing in, yeah, like they might have not played that much. Their stats might be a little bit lower. I want you to look at who was in front of that player, right? Was it because that player just couldn't play? Was it because, hey, they had a 5-star dude, a NFL first rounder or second or third rounder in front of them. So maybe they didn't get the chance to start as much. That's really what you have to look at. We actually just went through that in an Oklahoma evaluation with the tight end where I explained, hey, you know what? The kid, his production numbers don't look good, but it's because they also have a top 125 player at the tight end position as well on that team for 2025. So you expect there to be some level of production disparity between those two. But that's, again, where I think the Colorado team is really going to excel. I think they're going to excel at the linebacker position all the way into the defensive backs. Reason being is they have went out there, they've gotten guys that have really high upside that maybe just weren't getting an opportunity to play because of better talent in front of them, or they got guys that at least had some production and maybe they had injuries, things like that. Now they're getting an opportunity to really just, how should I say this? They're getting an opportunity to revitalize their career. One of the biggest pickups that I think you guys have had through the transfer portal was Demoy Kennedy at the linebacker position from Alabama. This was a guy that was highly recruited across the country. Then you got Vontae Bentley from Clemson. Well, who recruited Vontae Bentley to Clemson? Brent Venables and Ted Roof. And Brent Venables, they know linebacker talent. Now, whether or not that linebacker talent actually got developed, listen, Vontae Bentley at Clemson, he had Barrett Carter, Trent Simpson Jr. Like, there are really good linebackers at that position that were ahead of him that he's likely not going to get a chance to start over. So if you're a Colorado fan, or you know what, if you're just a troller that's watching this video, that's going to jump in the comments. I want you to think about that for a second before you get in there and talk about, hey, Colorado's not getting great talent. No, they're getting good talent. They're guys that need the second chances. They're guys that maybe haven't had the chance yet, and they have a lot of upside. And Coach Prime wants to see if this staff can help unlock and develop that talent and all of that upside, which, I mean, he's gotten a pretty good staff to be able to do that. But guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on the recent addition of Shilo Sanders in the transfer portal. As a Colorado Buff fan, are you excited about the future and the direction of the Colorado football program, which I know might be a stupid question because a lot of you guys are, but I guess, are you excited about the players that Coach Prime, Sean Lewis, and all of these guys are bringing into the program? Jump down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the like and hit that subscribe button.